have no idea what the
So I'm thinking about, the kinds of media that I want to create. And, I realize, over the past few weeks, I've been thinking about, how am I going to approach doing, my deal. And, meaning like making my own media, my own, serialized episodes of what I want to do. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, I have some really good ideas, meaning like a lot of disjointed ideas, like, what if somebody came from the planet so and so and then came in here and did this and did that. But I don't think about theme, because theme is very much the glue that ties everything together. Theme is like the topic that gives context to the story, excuse me, and the plot of what it is that you intend to intimate through story. So I just use the word story to define this anyway. Use the word story twice. But theme is like that glue. And I have a hard time asking a question about the ideas that I have that doesn't sound trite. Just sounds too trite. And the thing is, I want to ask like a deep question, because I think about the fact that human beings are sleeping gods. I think about the fact that the power structure every single day is pumping out messages to distract people from from self-realization. I think about the fact that over the past several thousand years, it has seemed uncannily coordinated to create increasingly tyrannical systems of psychic and psychological control to distract people from self-realization. When self-realization is maybe not the easiest thing, but it is the simplest thing. And it's just something that I'm very passionate about, and I'm very passionate about intimating, you know. But people have been so led from their own self that self-realization is now abstract to them. So it's just ephemeral to people. So like, how do you make self-realization like a tangible thing without alienating people? You know what I'm saying? Like, coming out with something like The Fountain, which is a beautiful film, or The Matrix 2 and 3. These, like, the Fountain was a great film, and but it was like it bridged the gap between being grounded and having like these very transpersonal ideas in there that it could still pass. Like, people can still get the cues. It may not be to everybody's taste, but people can still grab the cues. And but with The Matrix 2 and 3, it was these really heady ideas that were poorly executed, because they didn't understand. They appeared to not understand how to deliver those ideas. I understood the ideas, like many of them, right off the bat. Not all of them, but many of them. Some of them took a few years to digest, and then I finally watch it, like, 10 years later, 15 years later. I'm like, okay, I understand that theme now because I'm on the path. Um, but Matrix 2 and 3, those are some extremely difficult films to create. And I think they made a lot of poor choices, because you're just like, why don't you just keep doing what you were doing before? Um, but hey, it is what it is. They're done, and but really good ideas, really incredible ideas. But the the truth is that um, theme, just definitely wanting to very much tackle theme and getting that right, and you know know I'm being quiet right now, but you just have to think about theme is the question, the the thing, the idea that you want to explore. You know the idea that you want to explore. It's just that there are the ideas that I would introduce would not be understood by a lot of people, and I'm starting to appreciate the fact that what it is that you want to say, you need to not give a fuck about whether everybody understands it or understands it or doesn't understand it. You have to just create and make. That's what you have to do, and that's something that stopped me for many years because well, that and a lot of other bullshit ideas that no one ever told me how to like get my head out of my ass and just do and just be inspired. And so I still struggle to find the theme of my life. The only theme that I can think of is that I had been waiting for someone else to come into my life and hold me, take me by the hand and guide me to higher levels of being. And I was just sitting there waiting for someone and no one came. No one came. Everybody was just going about their own business. And, you know, truth of the matter was I had to realize no one was coming, and you were just going to repeat the same cycles of behavior unless you went within and made a lot of adjustments. There are a lot of things that I don't have access to yet because of financial limitations or what have you. And I had to figure out other ways to make shit work. And somehow through God's will working through my will, I made it through a lot of things that I probably wouldn't have made it through if I were less intelligent. And intelligent meaning, yes, my actual intellect, but I think that also needs to mean like the intelligence of God flowing through me, because there are a lot of things, and and I knew when I could lean into people and ask them for help and do this and do that, but I knew that it wasn't going to last forever. But I didn't know what was next. I had no idea because I never really had a chance to stop and think and feel what is it that I want to do. Like I never felt like I had that opportunity. And once I decided to create that opportunity and say, fuck everybody else, I'm not going to do what they're saying because I need the time to get clarity on me. And that's the most important thing that you can do in life. It's literally like what I'm doing with my life is literally the most important thing any human can do with their life. It's not going to take the same shape as what I'm doing, but it's literally the most important thing you can do. Stop, take a time out, look at your life, look at your choices. It's the reason I don't have kids. It's the reason I don't have a significant other. You know what I'm saying? Because if I really, 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 really wanted to date somebody, I would be dating them. But the truth of the matter is, I was afraid of that because I knew that I was going to approach it the same way and it was going to end up being a disaster. I needed to have a new mind and be a new me. And when you realize all this clarity that you got in 1 year just from deciding to take a leap of faith and say, you know what, I can do this on my own. I don't need somebody giving me money, all the time. Even though I do have people that are, but I'm hoping it's a fair trade of value, which many times it may not be. But you still have to believe that you can do it in life. So right now I'm doing exactly what it was that I visualized, and it happened much quicker than I thought I was going to. And the next thing is like, well, I'm digressing, but I'm talking about theme, and I digress into the theme of my own life. Like what is the theme of my life? What's the run through of my life? And it's like what I'm seeing right now is that you literally have you had to discover your own agency. You had to discover that you are an individual with your own desires, and it's okay to have your own desires. It's okay to have your own emotions, negative and positive. It's okay to want to go over here. It's okay to want to do this. It's okay to want to do that. It's okay to want to do everything that you want to do. Everything that you want to do that doesn't hurt other people. But even if you have a thought or a feeling that you want to hurt somebody else, it's like it's crossed every human's mind sometime in their life to hurt somebody else, but they don't do it. You don't act on everything that you want to do. But it's okay to think and feel it because it crosses everybody's mind. So you have to understand that a lot of what it is that you were like, it's basically the life of a slave. And then finally, when you turn a certain age where you're able to be a little bit more self-determining, you realize how precious it is to be a self-determining human. It is absolutely precious. Anyone who fights for freedom, meaning like for the idea of freedom, for the opportunity for everyone to be self-determining, even if they don't choose it, knows how precious it is to be able to, quote unquote, choose your own destiny. It's so valuable. It is one of the most valuable things on this planet, which is an extension of choosing your thoughts, which is in turn an extension of no thought. Because the only true freedom is no thought. So, but it's probably the second most invaluable thing on this planet. Or it is the most invaluable thing on this planet, to be self-determining, but in alignment with the greater cosmos, meaning you have a customizable way to express nature on this planet. That is your freedom. You can't choose whether to express nature or not. You don't choose that. That's not a choice. Maybe it's a choice, but if you choose to go against nature, you destroy yourself, you destroy your environment. You go back, either way you're going to disappear. But if you choose the way of destruction, you'll disappear and then come back and then try it again. And then, because nature says you need to be yourself. Being yourself means being natural. Be nature. So it's being in alignment with nature. It's not even in alignment with this big cosmos on the outside, because there is nothing on the outside and there is no inside. But just for lack of better terms, you need to connect with the nature that is within you, because it is that nature that is within you that brings forth the cosmos. And it's like, I want to take those heady ideas and make them very tangible, very fucking tangible. You know what I'm saying? Because there are a lot of kids shows and movies and even adult movies from long ago that say it's about what's inside. Just believe. And now they seem stupid because they don't have any other kinds of quality of information backing that. So people think that that's a load of bullshit. But really, belief in yourself is everything. Belief in yourself is everything, because if you believe in yourself, that means you have confidence in yourself. Which means you have discovered your agency, and it's valuable to you. Your agency is extreme. That is the actual, at first I used the term dignity, but agency is what it was. It's just, that is the word. And agency, it's I never, it was an absolute, I never would have gotten that any other way, because I was trying to avoid that for the longest. I had no impetus to create my own life. I just thought, hey, I'm meditating. All I want to do is meditate. I have this awareness of the nature of reality. I might be immature. I would have agreed with a lot of people, but I don't see the reason why I'd want to create relationships with anyone. So pretty much all I wanted to do was just, I had this fantasy of just living off the land. And I still want to live in nature, but I never want to be at the mercy of humanity ever again. Because they don't even know how to treat themselves. Here I am, I'm a handsome guy, I'm an intelligent guy. Anyone can hold a conversation with me, but they'll go off and do their thing. They won't say, hey, there's this program you could get into, you could try this. And I realized that 90% of people don't really have any like epiphanies or really exciting ideas, like about anything. So if you go to them asking for help on something, they're not going to give you any kind of idea that's truly inspirational or that truly skyrockets your energy and that it completely transforms your life. They're going to give you something that they've been told, or most of them will say, I don't know. So it's like you can't even rely on them. So it's like, what use are they really, like, to talk to about anything, especially when you're in the throes of, you know, basically trying to take care of yourself. But you can't fully go by the rules of society. Like, you have to create your own rules. And that is the challenge. And and the thing is, I don't expect everybody to get it, and I don't give a fuck if everybody gets it. I just give a fuck about the people who rock with me, and and the people who don't, Godspeed to you. I just don't feel like keeping people around that won't be around very long. I'm not into it. I'm in a space right now where I need a lot of help, but I'm willing to, do what I can to give equal value back. And the thing is, those that stick with me and just give me the value, you will not be forgotten. You will not be forgotten, like, at all. If you give me something and you want something from me, I can't really give you much at this point. I'm trying to live my life a certain way, and it's like, it's not fair to, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I just don't care, dude. Because it's just like, I can't, it's like, this is what I'm doing. If you don't want to help, then that's your business. I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? But if you do want to help, you know what I'm saying, you're either going to give me advice on a particular program that's going to help me, or instead of lecturing, people always go to lecturing because they don't have the intelligence to they don't have the intelligence to give you productive advice, because they think you're just being lazy. It's like, I know all the fucking, you know, lectures that people would give, and it's just like, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I want to live my life like this, and it's my business. It's like, you didn't care, you didn't give a fuck about giving me advice before. We weren't friends, and you were talking to me and giving me advice about my life. You didn't care so much about my life before. So what the hell makes you think that I believe that you care about me now? You're just lecturing me because it triggered something in you. So it's like, it's just like when you go after your fucking dreams, like, for real, everybody becomes revealed. Like, when you go after your dreams for real, everybody becomes revealed. That's a line. I'm going to use that. It's crazy. Like, everybody is like, once you have agency and you've decided on a particular course of what you want, then all of a sudden context is thrown onto every single human being that's ever been in your life. People who are full of shit, people who smile in your face and pretend to support you. Like, you can understand, people not jumping on the bandwagon because they need to see you do something truly exceptional. I understand that. But at the same time, I don't. Because you have these people like, yo, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm with you, but don't give a dime to anything you do. It's like, on one hand, I can understand, like, the quality of what I'm doing is not, stratospheric. You know what I'm saying? It's not ionospheric. But also, I understand that those that are really with you, they can see the spirit of what you do. And it inspires them, and it inspires them to contribute to what you're doing. And the thing is, everybody that I knew from Fairfield, number one, I'm not contributing to what they're doing because I literally can't. And number two, I'm just like, I realize, like, you do need to grow up and understand that nobody is really supposed to give you anything. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like if I'm really in a pinch, and I'm willing to give, it's like, somebody's got to help me, because I believe someone should help me. That's what I believe. I'm going to throw that out because I don't really have connection to that. Like, the world doesn't owe you anything. It's like, that gives you a space of humility, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I feel like if I'm really in trouble and I don't know how to get out of it, I deserve to get help. I have a lot of talent. I have a lot of insight. I want to go to the top. I don't have all the resources I need. I deserve to get help. Period. That's how I think about it. And anybody who thinks otherwise, they can just go suck a dick. For real. Because I'm just like, I deserve to get help. I have a lot of value to give the planet. Everyone that would be wagging their finger at me got help from somebody when they were in the fucking throes of, you know, of struggle and challenge and strife. They got help. Nobody was yelling at them for getting help. So get out of my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I've never been above getting help. It's just that I have a different mindset about it now. So it's like you ask for help. It's like when you ask for help, it's just like, dude, I don't know how to get out of this. I don't know what I'm going to do. My mind, my ego, physical mind is limited. I need the help of other human beings and their ingenuity, their genius, like them just being themselves just contributes to my life. But it has to be useful. To me, it just has to be useful. You could be the sweetest, kindest person on the planet, and truthfully, sweetness and kindness means it connects with my heart. If it connects with my heart, then that is your value. But you could technically, like, just say on the technical level, let's say it doesn't connect with my heart. You could be very nice to me, but if it doesn't connect with my heart, then I don't give a shit. I just don't care. Like, when I say I don't care, it doesn't mean that I'm not grateful, but it's like it does not connect with me on a deep enough level for me to give that person, like, on the human level, on the physical level, on the is this relevant to what I want to do level, any kind of actual significance. So it's just like you say thank you for what you've done, but okay, I'm going to keep it moving. So that sounds really cold, but it's just like I don't know what the fuck else to say, because it's just like I don't like to like the sentiment I have is not that the world is sick, but the world is deluded, the world is deceived, and you can't listen to anything these motherfuckers say, man. You just have to look at the shit that they don't look at in themselves, and then you have to appeal to that. This is what a marketer is. This is what a salesperson is. This is why they're successful. This is why Grant Cardone is successful. This is why Gary Vaynerchuk is successful. This is why Tony Robbins is successful. Now, granted, they gotta do a little song and dance. You know what I'm saying? The song and dance is what appeals to the masses because they don't look at their own soul. If they looked at their own soul, they wouldn't always need the song and dance to learn and get information. Just like me, I wouldn't need it. I would just be able to sit somebody who's just boring as hell, but their spirit is emitting, power, and I would just be getting knowledge. But people aren't there yet, and then it's like the more that you advance, the more you're like, damn, man, the majority of us are dumb, dude. Like, we just don't see. We don't see what is exceedingly obvious. Meanwhile, you have to look at, man, how ignorant am I right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, you think you know everything, but you don't know shit. And so you have to create context through almost creating a theme for your own life. Because, like, I've always been afraid to be extremely selfish because I feel like I would unwittingly take it too far, and I would make a huge mistake. So I've always tried to be very conscientious of my behavior. But like the thing is, you always want to be selfish in the sense that I'm focused on my life and what I want to do. I don't want to be cold and withhold things from people. You know what I'm saying? But in being selfish, you realize that you have to give of yourself to some degree. You have to give smiles. You have to give positive energy. You have to give compliments. You have to uplift people. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do it to get something because it's coming your way anyway.
I have no idea